Success isn't a mystery, it's not luck, and it's definitely not reserved for the chosen few. Success is the natural result of aligned action, when what you know you should do finally matches what you actually do. And if you're not winning right now, it's not because you lack potential. It's because of one thing: the choices you're avoiding. Let's be honest, you've tried, you've pushed, you've shown up, but the results? They're not matching the effort. That doesn't mean you're broken. It means something deeper is holding you back, something you haven't faced yet. So ask yourself, what am I not doing that I know I should be? This video isn't here to hype you up. It's here to wake you up, because the truth is, you're not stuck because of a lack of motivation, talent, or opportunity. You're stuck in the space between intention and execution. And that's where dreams go to die unless you break the pattern. No more guessing, no more waiting. You are the solution. And by the end of this video, you'll see exactly what's been holding you back, and how to dismantle it, step by step. This is where the excuses end. This is where momentum begins. This is where you rise. Let's build the life you're meant to live. Not tomorrow, right now. Chapter 1. The real reason you're not winning. You're tired of watching your potential sit on the shelf while life moves forward without you. You've had enough of half efforts, enough of restarting over and over, enough of watching others get ahead while you feel like you're stuck in the same place. It's not that you don't want to win. It's that something in your mind, your routine, or your beliefs has been holding you back, and now you're ready to face it head-on. The reason you're not winning has nothing to do with how unfair life is or how tough your circumstances have been. It's not about your past, your background, or the mistakes you've made. It's about ownership. The truth most people avoid is the truth that sets the winners apart. Winning starts the moment you stop blaming anything or anyone for where you are. It begins the moment you say, "This is on me now." That switch in mindset changes everything, because when you decide it's your responsibility, you stop waiting for someone to come fix it. You stop waiting for the motivation, the perfect timing, or some magical shift to happen in your life. You stand up and you do something about it. Even when you're tired, even when you're scared, even when you don't feel ready. People spend so much of their energy trying to prove they're doing their best. But deep down, they know they're holding back. They know they're making excuses, even if those excuses sound logical. Saying things like, "I'm just figuring things out right now," "I'm waiting until I have more clarity," "I'm being patient with myself," can sound noble. But if you've been repeating those lines for months or even years, then what you're doing isn't growth, it's avoidance. And that avoidance is the reason your progress feels like it's always one step behind you. Winning doesn't require perfect conditions. It doesn't wait for your schedule to clear up, your confidence to kick in, or your emotions to align. Winning starts with consistent, intentional action in the middle of imperfection. It happens when you stop waiting and start moving. Every day you're being presented with choices. The choice to get up earlier or sleep in. The choice to scroll or to focus. The choice to train or to complain. The version of you that wins is built by the small, invisible choices you make when no one's watching. And when those choices stack up, they shape your results. That's why you're not winning, because somewhere you're choosing ease over effort, and you've been doing it for long enough that it's become normal. What keeps most people from winning isn't lack of talent. It's that they've made peace with average. They've allowed their routines to become soft, their standards to get lower, and their excuses to grow stronger than their discipline. They've made being stuck a part of their identity, and now they carry that identity into everything they do. You can't build a winning life with a defeated mindset. You can't move forward while dragging the weight of every past disappointment behind you. You have to cut ties with the part of you that keeps saying, "Maybe I'm not built for this," and start acting like someone who's ready to become unstoppable. The world doesn't owe you anything. Success doesn't knock on doors. You have to go out and build the path that leads to it. You're not going to wake up one day and suddenly feel different. That feeling of readiness people talk about is a lie. You don't feel ready. You get ready through action. Confidence is earned. Clarity is earned. Strength is earned. You don't get any of that by sitting still. You get it by moving, even when it's uncomfortable, especially when it's uncomfortable. If you've been struggling to stay consistent, to find your motivation, or to make progress that actually lasts, then here's your wake-up call. You've been living under the control of your weaker self. That voice that says, "Take it easy," has been too loud for too long. That voice that tells you to quit early, to avoid the hard stuff, to delay everything that matters, that voice doesn't deserve another minute of your life. Because the longer you follow it, the further you fall behind. And deep down, you already know that. You've felt it. That frustration in your gut when you say you'll start tomorrow and you don't. That disappointment when you see others winning and you're still spinning your wheels. That quiet voice inside saying, "This isn't who I'm supposed to be." That's your real self speaking up. That's the part of you that's still alive under the surface, waiting to take control again. You're not going to change your life by thinking about it. You're not going to change it by talking about it. You change it when you start showing up differently, when you stop entertaining your excuses and start demanding more from yourself. You don't need a miracle. You need a decision, a real decision, one that's not followed by hesitation or second-guessing. One that says, "I've had enough of this version of myself and I'm done playing small." You already know what needs to change. You don't need more advice. You don't need more strategies. You need more honesty with yourself. You need to stop lying to yourself about how much effort you're giving. You need to stop pretending like you're doing your best when you know you're not. Because the truth is, you're capable of way more, but you're not going to access it until you start holding yourself to a higher standard. That standard doesn't show up overnight. It's built day by day, decision by decision, action by action. Winning isn't about being better than anyone else. It's about being better than who you were yesterday. And if you're still doing the same things that kept you stuck a year ago, then you're not evolving. You're recycling your past. But today that cycle can break. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. And all it takes is a choice to stop being controlled by weakness and start becoming a leader of your own life. This isn't about hype. This isn't about motivation that fades after 5 minutes. This is about building a new identity, one rooted in discipline, in truth, and in power. A version of you that doesn't just say you want more, but proves it every single day through action. That version of you is already inside. You just need to step out of your own way and let it take over. You've waited long enough. It's time to win. Chapter 2. You don't need more time. You need more focus. If you keep thinking your problem is time, you're already losing the game. Time was never the issue, and deep down, you know it. You've had enough time. You've had long days, free weekends, quiet mornings. Hours that passed you by without anything meaningful to show for it. It's not a lack of time. It's a lack of clarity, direction, and focus. That's the real enemy. The truth is, when your mind is scattered and your energy is split across 100 different distractions, no amount of time will ever be enough. But when your focus is sharp and your priorities are clear, even an hour becomes powerful. Even 10 minutes can move your life forward when you're fully locked in. People don't fail because they don't have 24 hours. Everyone does. People fail because their attention is constantly hijacked by things that don't matter. It starts with the phone in the morning. Notifications, messages, endless scrolling. And before they even take a step toward their own goals, their energy has already been drained by noise that adds nothing to their life. Then they move through the day, putting out fires, reacting to problems, bouncing from one meaningless task to the next, constantly checking something, watching something, replying to something, and yet nothing inside them feels complete. The mind gets used to chaos. It becomes normal to be busy but not productive. It becomes normal to be tired without having built anything. And that's the real tragedy. You think you need more time, but the truth is, you're not even using the time you have. You've been giving your energy away to things that don't build your future, don't improve your mind, don't grow your body, don't strengthen your discipline. You've been allowing distractions to control your day. You've been handing your attention to things that don't pay you back. And now you're wondering why you feel stuck, overwhelmed, or constantly behind. The answer is staring right back at you in the mirror. Your life is not built by what you say matters. It's built by what you consistently focus on. If you want to know what you truly value, just look at where your attention goes every single day. The people who win don't have more time. They have more control. They protect their focus like it's sacred because they know it is. They don't scroll every hour, switch from task to task, get pulled into every little distraction. They build walls around their priorities. They move with intention, and that's why they make progress when others stay stuck. You can't say you want to change your life and still give the best parts of your day to things that waste your potential. You can't say you want to grow and still spend more time consuming content than creating your future. Focus is a muscle, and you either train it daily or you lose it. The lie we tell ourselves is that we'll focus later, when we have more time. But that later never comes. Something else always shows up to steal our attention, and the cycle repeats. You don't break that cycle by waiting. You break it by taking control, by sitting down and saying, "This hour is mine. This day belongs to me." That kind of control is powerful. That kind of intention changes everything, because when your focus is sharp, your actions become sharper too. You start choosing what matters. You start eliminating what doesn't. You stop chasing everything and start committing to one thing at a time. And that's where real progress is born. Not in doing more, but in doing what matters with full attention. Every goal you have is waiting on the other side of deeper focus. Your fitness goals, your business goals, your personal growth, is all there. But you won't reach any of it if you keep letting the world pull you in every direction. You have to reclaim your mind. You have to train your brain to stop craving stimulation and start craving progress. That means setting boundaries, building habits, choosing hard focus over easy comfort. It means turning off the noise, stepping away from constant notifications, putting your energy into real work. Work that moves your life forward. If you can train your mind to sit with discomfort and stay focused even when it's not fun, you've already beaten 90% of people. Focus isn't just about doing more in less time. It's about becoming someone who doesn't waste their power. Someone who doesn't let the world dictate their direction. Someone who creates momentum every single day, even in the smallest of actions. That kind of person doesn't need 12 hours to make progress. They can do more in 60 minutes than others do in an entire day. Because when you know what you want, and you direct all your energy toward it, your time multiplies. You get more done. You feel more fulfilled. You move forward without burning out. And suddenly, life starts to feel different. Not because the clock changed, but because you did. If you're tired of feeling behind, tired of feeling stuck, and tired of watching your potential sit in silence, then this is your moment to stop blaming time and start owning your focus. No more excuses. No more stories about how busy you are or how overwhelmed you feel. Busy doesn't mean productive. Overwhelmed doesn't mean you're doing anything that actually matters. What matters is what you choose to give your mind to every single day. Because your mind is the command center of your life. And if you keep handing that control to meaningless distractions, you'll always feel like you're losing, even if you're working hard. Real transformation starts when you stop reacting to life and start designing it. That design is built on focus, not motivation, not luck. Focus, clear, relentless, intentional focus, is what separates the people who say, "I wish I could," from the people who say, "I did." So right now, draw a line in your life. On one side is how you've been living. Distracted, delayed, disorganized. On the other side is the life you're building. Disciplined, aligned, purposeful. Step across that line. Own your focus, and watch how quickly everything changes. Chapter 3. You're addicted to comfort, and it's killing you. You will never change your life if you keep choosing comfort over growth. That's the hard truth. And it doesn't matter how much potential you have, how many goals you've written down, or how many motivational videos you've watched. None of that matters if you're still waking up every day and doing what feels easy. If you keep choosing the soft path, the one where you don't sweat, don't struggle, don't stretch yourself, then don't be surprised when nothing in your life changes. Comfort might feel good in the moment, but long-term, it's a trap. It seduces you with rest, then robs you of progress. And the worst part? You don't even notice it's happening until you've wasted years doing the same things and getting the same results. You weren't made for easy. You were made for greatness. But greatness doesn't live in the comfort zone. Greatness is born in pressure, in discomfort, in hard decisions, and daily discipline. If you want to build a life that makes you proud, then you need to stop asking what's easy and start asking what's necessary. Because every single day you're being pulled in two directions. One path leads to your potential. The other leads to the same version of you who's been saying, "I'll start tomorrow" for the last 5 years. That second path is smooth, soft, it's relaxing, and it's destroying your ambition. Comfort is addictive, tells you to hit snooze instead of getting up early, stay in bed instead of going to the gym, scroll for hours instead of building your business, improving your skills, or reading a single book that might shift your mindset. Convinces you that you're okay where you are, even though deep down you know you're not. That's why you feel that restlessness inside, that quiet frustration, that anxiety that creeps in even after a day of doing nothing. You don't feel empty because you're doing too much. You feel empty because you're doing too little of what actually matters. If you've been stuck, it's not because you lack talent, resources, or support. It's because you've made comfort your priority. You've convinced yourself that life should always feel balanced, peaceful or pain-free. But growth doesn't feel like that. Growth feels like resistance. Growth feels like friction. Growth feels like showing up when you don't want to. Growth feels like moving forward even when your mind screams to stop. That's what it means to break through. That's how you change your life. You stop negotiating with comfort and start committing to effort. The real breakthrough comes when you choose to lean into the discomfort instead of avoiding it. When you choose the harder path, not because it's fun, but because it's the only path that leads to the person you want to become. That version of you, the one who's disciplined, strong, focused, and successful, wasn't built in comfort. That version was forged in moments when it was easier to quit. But you didn't. It was created when you chose progress over pleasure. When you did the work, not just when you felt like it, but every day you said you would. Comfort is the enemy of your future. And the longer you stay there, the more your potential rots in silence. You don't see it right away, but over time it shows up in your body, in your mindset, in your habits, in your results. You stop setting goals. You stop trying new things. You lower your standards. And eventually you become someone who talks more than they execute, dreams more than they act, waits for the perfect time, the right mood, or a sudden miracle. And that's not who you were meant to be. You were meant to lead yourself out of that cycle. You were meant to dominate your day, not coast through it. You were meant to rise up every morning and take ownership of your time, your energy, and your direction. And yes, that will feel uncomfortable. It will feel like saying no when everyone else is saying yes. It will feel like discipline when your body wants rest. It will feel like solitude when the world is begging for your attention. But it will also feel like power, like purpose, like real, unshakable confidence that comes from keeping your word and pushing yourself through resistance. You want to know why so many people feel lost, stuck, or unmotivated? It's not because they're lazy by nature. It's because their lives are ruled by comfort. They've made pleasure their priority. They chase dopamine instead of direction. They want the result without the grind. And so, they stay stuck in patterns that feel safe but lead nowhere. And that cycle doesn't break with another feel-good quote. It breaks when you decide that comfort is no longer an option. Your mind and your body will always try to pull you back to what's familiar. But you have the power to override that. You have the power to choose a standard that makes your future proud of you. And that starts with doing the things you don't want to do, especially when it's inconvenient. That's where discipline lives. That's where real confidence is born. Not in the perfect moment, but in the disciplined one, in the uncomfortable one, in the one where everything in you wants to quit, but you don't. If you want to live a powerful life, you need to get serious about what you allow and what you avoid. If you keep avoiding discomfort, your life will stay small. But if you face it, if you stare it down and walk into it anyway, you will grow in ways you can't even imagine right now. Your goals will feel real. Your mind will get sharper. Your habits will get stronger. And your entire identity will shift. From someone who avoids the hard stuff to someone who owns it. You don't need a new plan. You don't need a new schedule. You don't need a better morning routine. You need a new relationship with discomfort. You need to stop treating it like an enemy and start seeing it as the doorway to your best life. Every time you choose discomfort over comfort, you build mental strength. Every time you finish what you start, you build character. Every time you say no to ease and yes to effort, you raise your standards. And the more you do that, the more unstoppable you become. This is your moment to stop settling. Stop hiding in routines that keep you weak. Stop making excuses every time something feels hard. The hard is where you grow. The hard is where you evolve. The hard is where everything starts to change. So stop choosing what's easy. Stop choosing what's comfortable. Start choosing what makes you better. Because that choice, made daily, made consistently, made unapologetically, is the only path to a life worth living. Chapter 4: What you tolerate, you teach. The way your life looks right now is a direct reflection of what you've allowed. And every time you tolerate something that goes against your values, your goals, or your higher self, you're not just accepting it, you're teaching it. You're showing others how to treat you, how to respect your time, how to speak to you, how to view your worth. And you're showing yourself what's acceptable, even when deep down you know it's not. The truth is, what you tolerate, you reinforce. What you let slide becomes the new standard. And if you're not careful, you'll wake up one day realizing you've spent years accepting less than you deserve, less than you're capable of, and less than you ever dreamed of. This isn't about blaming anyone else for your situation. This is about taking full ownership every day. You're shaping your reality through the choices you make and the boundaries you either set or ignore. If people take advantage of your kindness and you never speak up, you're teaching them that your voice doesn't matter. If you keep saying yes to things that drain you just to avoid conflict or stay liked, you're telling yourself that your peace is negotiable. And if you keep tolerating your own excuses, the late starts, the skipped workouts, the broken promises, you're proving to your own mind that your word doesn't hold weight. That's how we end up in cycles of frustration. Not because someone else put us there, but because we kept saying it's fine when it wasn't. Your life won't change until your standards do. You can read every book, watch every motivational video, follow every high performer on social media, but if you keep tolerating the same things that have kept you stuck, your results won't shift. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your standards. And if your standards are low, your life will always reflect that. That's why you've got to start holding yourself to a higher level. Not when it's easy, not when everything is perfect, but especially when it's hard. That's where real transformation begins. When you stop excusing what drains you and start eliminating it. When you stop giving your energy to people and situations that don't value your presence. When you stop allowing your own comfort zone to decide your future. You have to understand that your habits teach people how serious you are. Your consistency speaks louder than your words. Your energy tells the truth even when your mouth doesn't. So when you keep showing up late, or you give up halfway through a challenge, or you keep talking about your goals but never follow through, the world reads that. It registers that as your truth. And before you know it, that's the identity you carry. Not because you chose it, but because you allowed it. You tolerated a version of yourself that was always halfway in. And the longer you allow that version to lead, the further you drift from who you were actually meant to become. It's not just about what you do, it's about what you accept. If you're tired of living below your potential, then stop feeding it with your silence. Stop brushing things off that hurt you. Stop acting like mediocrity is acceptable. If it drains your energy, steals your peace, or weakens your character, it's not something to tolerate. It's something to confront. That doesn't mean you have to be aggressive or burn bridges, but it does mean you need to get real about what you're allowing in your life. Because every time you let something slide, you're signing off on it. You're saying this is okay. And that approval, whether intentional or not, teaches others exactly how to treat you. If you've ever felt stuck in your growth, chances are you've been too passive with your standards. Growth doesn't come from avoiding discomfort. It comes from enforcing boundaries, making tough choices, and sometimes walking away from what no longer serves you. That includes habits. That includes relationships. That includes versions of yourself that were built in survival, not success. The person you were when you were just trying to get by is not the person who can lead you into the next chapter. That old identity might have been useful once, but if it's keeping you small now, it has to go. You don't owe loyalty to an old version of yourself that couldn't dream as big as you do now. Raising your standards doesn't mean becoming harsh or hard. It means getting clear. Clear about who you are. Clear about what you value. Clear about where you're going. And once you get clear, you protect that clarity at all costs. Because if you don't, the world will flood your life with distractions, drama, and doubt. You can't afford to leave your future in the hands of your comfort zone. You can't afford to keep tolerating habits that slowly drain your power. Every time you say yes to what you should have said no to, you lose a piece of your time, your energy, your confidence. You're not stuck. You're surrounded by things you've outgrown. That's why it feels tight. That's why it feels exhausting. That's why your spirit feels heavy when you're around certain people or when you repeat the same empty routines. It's not that your life is broken. It's that your standards have been too low for too long. And the moment you decide to raise them, everything starts to shift. It won't be instant. It won't be easy, but it will be worth it. Because with every hard decision, with every honest conversation, with every time you say no to the wrong thing, you say yes to the life you were meant to live. You were not born to be passive. You were not born to accept less than you're capable of. You were born to lead, to build, to create, and to grow. But you can't do that if you keep tolerating what drains you. You can't do that if you keep choosing peace over progress, popularity over purpose, or comfort over clarity. Your growth depends on your courage. And your courage starts with telling the truth. First to yourself, then to the world. The truth about what you want. The truth about what you've been avoiding. the truth about what you've been accepting just to avoid discomfort. Every time you choose courage over comfort, your life gets better, not just in results, but in the way you feel about yourself. Because deep down, nothing feels better than keeping your own standards. Nothing feels stronger than honoring your boundaries. And nothing feels more powerful than building a life that actually respects who you are. That's not just success, that's freedom. And that freedom is waiting for you the moment you stop tolerating what holds you back and start demanding more from the way you live, think, and show up. This is your call to stop justifying your limits. Stop normalizing what's holding you back. Start choosing a life that reflects your worth. Not your fears, not your doubts, not your past, but your true worth. The world is watching. More importantly, you're watching. And what you allow today becomes what you live tomorrow. So raise your standards, raise your voice, raise your life. Because the moment you stop tolerating average is the moment everything begins to change. Chapter 5. You keep starting over because you never finish. The power to change your life is always within your grasp. But most of the time, we don't tap into it because we're too caught up in the noise. The world is loud, full of distractions, and we get so wrapped up in the daily grind that we forget one of the most important truths. The way we choose to use our time today shapes everything we will become tomorrow. Every minute you spend waiting for the right moment, waiting for the right conditions, or waiting for someone to give you permission is a minute you'll never get back. The difference between where you are now and where you could be often comes down to one simple decision. What are you willing to commit to today? The road to success, fulfillment, and true personal growth doesn't come from some magical breakthrough or a sudden moment of inspiration. It comes from consistent action, showing up and making the decision every single day to be the best version of yourself. That's what separates the dreamers from the doers. It's not that one person is luckier or smarter than the other. It's that one person has decided they are not going to let another day go by without making progress. The key to unlocking your potential lies in your daily habits. Your ability to make small changes every day that will eventually lead to massive transformation. But you can't wait. You can't wait until you feel ready because that day may never come. You have to start now. Even if it's imperfect, even if it's messy, even if it's not ideal. The longer you wait, the further you push your dreams away. It all begins with your mindset, how you see yourself, how you perceive the world, and most importantly, how you choose to respond to the challenges life throws at you. When you start looking at life not as something that happens to you, but as something you actively shape, everything changes. You take control, and with that control comes power. The power to decide what you want to pursue. The power to eliminate distractions. The power to push through tough times. The power to rise above whatever limitations you thought you had. The truth is, the only thing standing in the way of the life you want is you. Your decisions, your actions, your mindset, these are what make the difference. If you can change the way you think, you can change the way you live. And that shift starts right now. Most people are conditioned to believe that success is a result of external factors. Luck, timing, connections. But the reality is, success is a direct reflection of the internal decisions you make. It's about taking ownership of your actions, owning your mistakes, and learning from them, instead of making excuses or pointing fingers. When you stop blaming external circumstances and start looking inward, you realize that you have everything you need to create the life you want. The only thing you need to change is your approach. Your actions today set the stage for your future. Every day you show up and put in the work, you are creating your future self. Every choice you make, no matter how small, shapes the path that leads to your goals. It's easy to get caught up in the idea that success is some distant, unreachable place. But the truth is, it's built in the small moments. The decision to get up and work when you don't feel like it. The choice to push through the discomfort. The commitment to showing up even when the world seems against you. The most successful people are not the ones who never fail. They are the ones who fail, get up, and keep moving forward no matter what. But here's the thing. You will never reach your potential if you keep living the same way you've always lived. You can't expect new results by continuing to make the same choices over and over. Change doesn't happen on its own. It takes a decision to break the patterns that have kept you stuck and to start making choices that align with the person you want to become. You have to stop living for today's comfort and start living for tomorrow's success. This means taking action now, even when it's hard, even when it's uncomfortable, even when you don't see immediate results. The first step is always the hardest, but once you take it, the momentum will build, and before you know it, you'll be moving toward your goals faster than you ever imagined. Making that decision to start is where most people fail. They get caught up in the idea of perfection, in waiting for the right time, the right opportunity, or the right conditions. But the reality is, there will never be a perfect time. There will always be challenges, always be setbacks, always be obstacles. And if you're waiting for everything to align perfectly before you take action, you will never move forward. Perfection doesn't exist. Progress does. Every step forward, no matter how small, is still a step in the right direction. One of the biggest traps people fall into is comparing themselves to others. It's easy to look at someone who's further along in their journey and feel discouraged. But the truth is, they started somewhere too. They didn't just wake up one day successful. They put in the work. They made the decisions, they kept showing up, and you can do the same. You have the same potential, the same ability to achieve whatever you set your mind to. But it starts with getting out of your own way. You need to stop waiting for the right conditions. Stop waiting for someone else to push you. Stop waiting for permission. You have to take ownership and make it happen, regardless of what's going on around you. It's time to stop being passive in your own life. Stop waiting for opportunities to come to you and start creating them. Stop blaming your circumstances, your environment, or your past for where you are, and start taking responsibility for where you're going. You have the power to shape your destiny, but it starts with the decisions you make today. And those decisions, no matter how small, will lead to the life you've always wanted. Every step you take in the right direction will bring you closer to your goals. So stop waiting, stop procrastinating, start acting. Your future self is counting on it. Chapter 6. You think too much and do too little. Success is not a coincidence, it's a choice. And when you fully grasp the power of that statement, everything around you starts to change. The belief that success is reserved for only a select few is nothing more than a lie we've been conditioned to believe. The reality is, success is available to anyone who dares to make it happen. The truth you need to understand is that success doesn't care about where you started, what you've been through, or how difficult your circumstances are. It's about making one simple yet powerful decision: to show up and keep showing up no matter the hurdles in front of you. And this journey begins with you deciding right now that you're done with excuses and you're ready to take charge of your future. The most powerful thing you can do in life is to stop waiting. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting for life to give you the green light. Stop waiting for someone to push you or tell you that you're ready. The truth is, the perfect moment doesn't exist. You don't need permission. You don't need a roadmap that guarantees success. You don't need everything to fall into place first. What you need is the courage to move, to take that first step, to act on what you've been dreaming about. The key is to simply start, even when you feel uncertain or when everything seems chaotic. Action creates momentum, and once that momentum starts, it will carry you farther than you ever thought possible. There's a tendency to look at successful people and think they're different from you, that they have something you don't. It's easy to think they have more talent, more opportunity, or a better starting point. But the truth is, they don't have some magical advantage. They simply made the decision to take action, day after day, relentlessly pursuing their goals even when the road was tough. The difference isn't in who they are or what they have. The difference is in their willingness to get up when they've been knocked down. Keep going when others have quit. Endure the challenges and failures that come with pursuing something worthwhile. And that's what separates the dreamers from the doers. Most people dream big but fail to take consistent action toward those dreams. They'll spend days, weeks, even years thinking about what they want to achieve, but they never put in the work to make it happen. The harsh reality is, dreaming alone won't get you anywhere. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of a new idea, the thrill of imagining a future where everything works out perfectly. But if you want to see change, you have to act. The longer you put off taking action, the more those dreams will remain just that, dreams. You have to be willing to take the first step, no matter how small, and keep taking steps every day. Because progress, no matter how incremental, is still progress. Success requires sacrifice. It's not always convenient or comfortable. There are moments when you'll feel like giving up, when the obstacles seem too overwhelming, when the setbacks feel too heavy to bear. But if you can push through those moments, if you can endure the discomfort, you'll come out the other side stronger, smarter, and closer to your goals. The discomfort is temporary. The growth is permanent. It's easy to take the easy route, to settle for mediocrity. But that's not where greatness is born. Greatness is born from the willingness to embrace the struggle, the commitment to work through the pain, the determination to keep moving forward when every part of you wants to quit. And every time you push through, you build more resilience, more determination, more belief in yourself. There will always be people who doubt you, who criticize you, who tell you that your dreams are too big, but their doubt doesn't define you. The only opinion that matters is yours. If you believe in your vision, if you believe in your ability to succeed, nothing can stop you. The key is to trust yourself, to know that the obstacles you face are not roadblocks, but stepping stones. Every challenge is an opportunity to grow, to refine your approach, to become more of the person you're meant to be. People who succeed are not immune to hardship. They simply understand that failure is not the end of the road. It's part of the process. When you're committed to growth, when you're willing to put in the effort every day, you'll start to see results. They may not come immediately. They may not come as quickly as you want them to, but they will come. And when they do, you'll realize that the hard work, the setbacks, the moments of doubt were all worth it. You'll look back and see that every obstacle, every challenge, every uncomfortable moment was part of your transformation. You'll realize that success isn't a destination. It's a journey, and it's the journey itself that builds the person you need to become to achieve your dreams. So if you want to change your life, it starts today. Stop waiting for the right time. Stop waiting for things to get easier. Stop waiting for the stars to align. Your time is now. The world doesn't owe you anything, but it does reward those who are willing to put in the effort, who are willing to push through the tough times, and who are willing to take consistent, focused action. Success is yours for the taking, but only if you make the decision to go after it. Your future self will thank you for the decisions you make today. So step forward, take action, and watch as your life begins to transform. You have everything you need to succeed, and the time to start is now. Chapter 7. You're not tired, you're unaligned. The moment you decide to stop making excuses is the moment you take full control of your life. There's power in the decision to act, power in saying enough is enough. It doesn't matter where you've been or what's happened up to this point. What matters is right now, the choices you make today. People often get caught up in their past, thinking that it dictates their future. But that's a lie. The past is a chapter you can't rewrite, but you have the pen to write the next chapter of your life. The story is in your hands, and it's time to start writing it with purpose, with clarity, and with undeniable commitment. Stop holding on to outdated beliefs about yourself and your potential. The life you've always wanted starts with you making the decision that you're ready for it, and ready now. It's easy to get caught up in distractions, in the noise of the world, in the opinions of others. But success doesn't come from constantly reacting to the outside world. It comes from taking responsibility for your actions and your decisions. When you start taking full ownership of your life, when you stop blaming external factors and start looking within, that's when everything changes. You stop waiting for circumstances to line up perfectly before taking action. You stop waiting for permission. You stop waiting for conditions to be just right. You start taking ownership of your dreams. You start taking ownership of your ambitions. You start doing the work day in and day out, and that work pays off. Every small step forward, no matter how insignificant it may seem at the time, brings you closer to your goals. It's crucial to understand that the road to success is never a straight line. It's full of twists, turns, setbacks, and unexpected detours. And it's in those moments, when things get tough, when obstacles seem insurmountable, that your true character is tested. It's easy to stay committed when everything is going well. It's much harder when you hit the wall, when the challenges seem overwhelming. But it's in those moments that you can either break or become stronger. You can either quit or you can push forward. And the choice you make in those moments is what defines your journey. Most people get stuck because they fear failure. They fear that if they try, they'll fail. And if they fail, it will prove they aren't good enough. But failure isn't the end. It's part of the process. It's a lesson. It's a stepping stone. It's an opportunity to learn and grow. The most successful people in the world didn't get there by avoiding failure. They got there by embracing it, learning from it, and using it to fuel their progress. Failure doesn't define you. How you respond to it does. If you see every failure as a lesson, as an opportunity to grow, you can never truly fail. You'll always be learning, always improving, always getting better. And that's what leads to success. Not avoiding failure, but using it to become better than you were yesterday. There's no magic formula for success. There's no secret shortcut that takes you straight to the top. Success requires hard work. It requires consistency. It requires a relentless drive to keep moving forward. It requires waking up every day with a sense of purpose, knowing exactly what you need to do to make progress. It means putting in the time and effort when no one is watching. It means doing the work even when it feels like you're not making any progress. But here's the thing. Every small effort counts. Every small action compounds over time. Success isn't built in a day, but it is built every day. And if you commit to putting in the work, to doing the things that others aren't willing to do, to staying consistent even when things get hard, you'll eventually see the results. The people who make it aren't necessarily the ones with the most talent or the best opportunities. They're the ones who are willing to endure, to keep going when the path gets tough, to work harder than everyone else, and to never, ever give up. It's not about how smart you are, how much money you have, or how much help you get along the way. It's about your work ethic, your determination, and your refusal to quit. Those who succeed are the ones who show up day after day, even when it feels pointless, even when they feel like they've hit a wall. They push past the pain, the frustration, the setbacks, and keep moving forward. And eventually, they break through to the other side where success waits for them. No one is going to hand you success. No one is going to do the work for you. The journey is yours to take, and it starts with you making the decision to commit. When you fully commit, when you stop second-guessing yourself, when you stop letting doubt creep in and take control, that's when you unlock your full potential. You have everything you need to succeed. All it takes is the decision to move forward one step at a time. And no matter how many steps you take, as long as you keep going, you're making progress. Every single day, every single choice, every single action, they all bring you closer to your goals. And that's how success is built, one small, consistent step at a time. So stop waiting for the right time. Stop waiting for someone to tell you it's your turn. The time is now. Your success is in your hands, and it's up to you to take it. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be quick, but it will be worth it. If you stay committed, if you keep going no matter what, you will see the results. The life you want, the success you desire, it's out there. All you have to do is reach for it and never let go. It starts with the decision to take control. It starts with you. Chapter 8. You don't hate discipline. You fear what it will expose. Success doesn't come to those who wait for the perfect moment. It doesn't come to those who sit back and hope that opportunities will magically fall into their lap. Success belongs to those who take action, who create their own opportunities, and who understand that the world is not going to hand them anything. It's the ones who are willing to push through the discomfort, the pain, and the uncertainty who eventually rise to the top. It's about taking ownership of your life and your destiny, refusing to let external circumstances dictate what's possible for you. The time to take control is now. There is no better time than today. And if you want to change your life, you need to realize that the power to do so is already within you. You are not waiting for a magical moment to come. You are the one who creates that moment. Every choice, every decision, every action you take is a step toward the life you want to live. This is not about grand sweeping changes that happen overnight. No, the truth is far simpler and far more powerful. Success is built from the inside out. It's about waking up every day with a sense of purpose, knowing exactly why you're doing what you're doing, and staying committed to that vision no matter what. When you take ownership of your life, everything changes. You stop letting life happen to you and you start making life happen for you. And the moment you do this, your potential becomes limitless. The journey to success is not always a glamorous one. It's not about being in the spotlight or getting instant recognition for your hard work. It's about doing the hard, unseen work day after day with the full understanding that the rewards will come, maybe not immediately, but they will come. There's a reason why most people never achieve the level of success they dream of. They give up too soon. They hit a bump in the road, face an obstacle, and decide that it's too hard, too much. But the successful ones, they keep going. They push past the roadblocks and the setbacks. They know that success is never about being perfect, it's about being persistent. And this is a choice you have to make every single day, to keep going even when it feels like nothing is working, even when the results don't match your efforts yet. If you want to achieve something great, it's essential to understand that you're going to face resistance. It's a natural part of the process. Whether it's doubts creeping into your mind or people around you telling you it's too difficult, resistance will always try to hold you back. But the key to success lies in how you respond to that resistance. Do you give up, or do you embrace it as part of the journey? The most successful people in the world have learned that resistance is not a sign to quit. It's a sign to push harder, to dig deeper, and to keep moving forward. Every challenge is an opportunity to grow, to refine your skills, and to become stronger. It's easy to let fear take control, fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of making mistakes. But you have to realize that fear is simply a feeling. It's not a reality. It's a natural response to stepping out of your comfort zone, to doing something new or different. The people who succeed are the ones who don't let fear control their actions. They feel the fear, but they do it anyway. They know that fear is just a signal that they're on the right path, because if you're not afraid, you're probably not pushing yourself hard enough. The greatest growth happens when you step into the unknown, when you face challenges head-on, and when you allow yourself to fail and learn from it. The road to success is a marathon, not a sprint. It's easy to get caught up in the desire for instant results, for immediate gratification, but real success doesn't work that way. It's built over time through consistent effort and a long-term commitment to your goals. It's about being patient with yourself, understanding that progress may be slow, but as long as you keep moving forward, you are on the right path. In those moments when it feels like you're not making any headway, remember that every step, no matter how small, is bringing you closer to where you want to be. The key is to never stop, never settle, and never lose sight of your vision. People often make the mistake of thinking that success is something that only a few lucky individuals get to experience. But that's simply not true. Success is not a matter of luck, it's a matter of mindset, of making the decision to do whatever it takes to achieve your goals no matter the obstacles. It's about waking up every day with the understanding that you are the one in control of your future. Your circumstances do not define you, your actions do. And if you take consistent, deliberate action toward your goals, there is nothing that can stop you. Success is a reflection of your daily habits, your mindset, and your willingness to put in the work. It's about embracing the grind, understanding that there will be long days and sleepless nights, but knowing that it's all part of the process. There will be days when you feel like quitting, when it seems like nothing is happening, when you wonder if all the effort is worth it. But those are the moments that define you. How you respond to those moments will determine the outcome of your journey. If you choose to push through, to keep going when everything inside you wants to quit, that's when you start to see the results. That's when success becomes inevitable. There's no limit to what you can achieve if you are willing to put in the work and stay committed. Your dreams are not too big for you. The only thing standing in your way is the belief that they are. The world is full of people who have achieved extraordinary things, and they all started with the same fundamental truth. They believe they could. So if you want to transform your life, start by changing your mindset. Start by believing that you are capable of achieving anything you set your mind to. It's not about having the perfect circumstances or the perfect timing. It's about taking action, about making the decision that you will not stop until you achieve your goals. When you make that decision, success becomes not just possible but inevitable. It's all in your hands, and it's up to you to make it happen. Chapter 9, Your self-image is sabotaging your growth. Every day is a new opportunity to make a choice that will define your future. But it's not just about any choice. It's about the choice to rise above. The choice to keep moving forward even when everything around you seems to be pushing you back. Life doesn't always make it easy. In fact, it often does the exact opposite. But that's what makes the pursuit of success so powerful. It's not meant to be easy. It's meant to challenge you, to test you, to push you to places you've never been before. And when you face those challenges head-on, that's when you begin to unlock your true potential. Every single person who has ever achieved greatness has faced doubt, uncertainty, and fear. They've been in the trenches, struggling through the same emotions and obstacles you're experiencing now. But what sets them apart from those who stay stuck is their ability to keep going. It's the decision to take that next step even when it feels impossible. The decision to push through the pain, the discomfort, and the fear of failure. Because on the other side of that struggle, there's a reward that's worth every ounce of effort. This is where most people get it wrong. They assume that the road to success is some kind of straight line, that if they just work hard enough, everything will fall into place. But that's not the reality. The truth is, success is a series of twists and turns, setbacks and breakthroughs. It's about navigating through the storm and staying committed to your vision even when the clouds seem like they'll never part. There's no such thing as a perfect journey. What matters is your ability to keep moving forward despite the obstacles. The more you learn to embrace the challenges, the more you will grow and develop the resilience needed to create the life you want. What separates those who succeed from those who don't is their mindset. It's the way they approach adversity. While most people see problems as signs that they should quit, the successful see them as opportunities to get better. They understand that challenges are not there to stop them. They're there to teach them. They know that every obstacle, every failure is a chance to become stronger, wiser, and more capable. And this shift in perspective is what makes all the difference. When you start viewing challenges as opportunities for growth rather than roadblocks, you begin to change the way you approach everything. You stop running from difficulty and start running toward it, knowing that it's exactly what you need to reach the next level. Another crucial aspect of success is the ability to take full ownership of your actions. Stop blaming circumstances, other people, or your past for where you are right now. The moment you take full responsibility for your life, you free yourself from the chains of excuses and external factors. It doesn't matter where you've come from or what challenges you faced. What matters is what you choose to do with what you have today. The power is in your hands. Every decision you make is shaping your future, and the more intentional you are with your actions, the more control you'll have over the direction of your life. Success isn't just about having the right knowledge or skills. It's about the actions you take based on what you know. Knowledge without action is useless. It's not enough to just read books or watch videos about success. You have to put the lessons into practice. The only way to truly learn is through experience. And experience comes from doing. Don't sit on the sidelines waiting for the perfect moment. The perfect moment is now. Every day you wait is a day you could be moving closer to your goals. So stop waiting for the right time and start doing what you know needs to be done today. One of the most powerful tools you have at your disposal is your mindset. The way you think about your abilities and your potential will determine how far you go in life. If you believe that you're capable of achieving great things, you will. If you believe that you're destined to fail, you will. It all starts with the belief that you have the power to create the life you want. This belief is the fuel that will drive you through the tough times, the setbacks, and the challenges. It will give you the strength to keep pushing forward even when everything inside you is telling you to quit. When you believe in your ability to succeed, you'll find a way to make it happen. But belief alone isn't enough. Action is what turns belief into reality. The most successful people are the ones who don't just dream, they act on their dreams. They wake up every single day with a clear sense of purpose and take consistent, focused action toward their goals. They don't get distracted by things that aren't aligned with their vision. They stay laser-focused on what matters most. And when you commit to taking that kind of focused action, you'll start to see progress. It may not be immediate, but over time, those small, consistent steps will add up. The key is to keep going no matter how small the steps may seem. It's important to remember that success doesn't happen overnight. It's a long-term game, and the people who achieve it are the ones who play the long game. They understand that consistency is more important than intensity. It's not about doing everything at once. It's about doing the right things day in and day out without giving up. Every day you show up, you're moving closer to your goals. Every small effort you make is laying the foundation for something bigger. And eventually, that consistency pays off. You'll look back one day and realize that all of those small actions have led you to where you are now. And you'll see that the journey was worth it. If you want to change your life, it starts with making the decision to do so. Stop waiting for things to happen and start making them happen. The power is within you. You have everything you need to succeed. The only thing standing in your way is the belief that you can't. Once you eliminate that doubt and commit to taking action, nothing will be able to stop you. The road ahead may not always be easy, but it will be worth it. Keep moving forward, stay committed, and never stop believing in yourself. Success is waiting for you. It's up to you to claim it. Chapter 10. You keep waiting for life to change. It's waiting for you. Success isn't just a matter of luck or timing. It's a result of relentless effort, unwavering focus, and the determination to never give up no matter what life throws at you. It's a mindset that says, I am in control of my future, and I will do whatever it takes to make my dreams a reality. And here's the secret that most people don't realize until it's too late. Success isn't found by simply waiting for the right opportunity or hoping things will fall into place. It's built through daily actions, decisions, and the courage to face your fears and doubts head-on. Every single person who's ever accomplished anything significant has had to make this choice. They didn't wait for the perfect moment. They didn't wait for someone else to tell them what to do. They chose to act. And that choice is what set them apart. The world isn't going to hand you success on a silver platter. No one is going to knock on your door and offer you everything you've ever dreamed of. You have to earn it. And the only way to do that is through hard work and consistent effort. There's no shortcut to success. No magic formula. It's about showing up every single day. No matter how you feel, no matter how many obstacles stand in your way. The ones who succeed are the ones who get up even when they don't want to. Push through the discomfort, the doubts, and the fears. And let me tell you something. There will be times when you'll feel like throwing in the towel. There will be times when you feel like you've given everything you have and yet it still doesn't seem like enough. But those are the exact moments when your perseverance matters most. It's when you choose to push through those challenges that you start to see growth. Every success story has its fair share of setbacks, failures, and moments of doubt. But it's in those moments that you're tested. The test isn't whether or not you can avoid failure, because failure is inevitable. The test is whether you're willing to keep going even when it feels impossible. It's easy to be motivated when everything is going your way. But the real challenge comes when things aren't going as planned. That's when true growth happens. That's when you learn the most about yourself and your ability to handle whatever life throws at you. People who are successful don't just talk about their goals. They take action every single day to make them happen. They don't waste time on excuses or regrets. They don't let setbacks stop them. Instead, they take those challenges and turn them into opportunities. They embrace the discomfort because they know that it's part of the process. You can't grow unless you're willing to stretch yourself, to get out of your comfort zone, to take risks. And let's be honest, growth doesn't happen without a little discomfort. If you want to reach your fullest potential, you have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Success requires you to take chances, step into the unknown, believe in yourself even when it feels like everything is against you. The key to staying consistent, even when things get tough, is understanding why you're doing it in the first place. Your purpose, the reason you get up every morning and keep pushing forward, has to be so strong that nothing can derail you. If your goal isn't rooted in something deep and meaningful to you, it will be easy to give up when the going gets tough. But when you have a clear vision of why you're working so hard, when you have a purpose that fuels you, it will be impossible to quit. Your why will keep you going when everything else tells you to stop. It will push you through the darkest days and give you the strength to keep moving forward. It's important to remember that success is a marathon, not a sprint. The path to success isn't always going to be fast, and it's not going to be easy. But every single step you take, no matter how small, is bringing you closer to your goal. Don't get discouraged by slow progress. Every day you put in the work, every time you face your fears, every time you get back up after falling down, you're making progress. The results might not be immediate, but over time they will compound. And when you look back, you'll realize that all of those small, consistent actions added up to something big. The secret isn't in making huge leaps. It's in taking small steps consistently over time. The more you do this, the more your progress will multiply. If you want to be successful, you need to commit to your goals with everything you've got. No half-hearted efforts, no excuses. The world isn't waiting for you to get it together. It's moving and you need to move with it. You can't afford to sit back and wait for the perfect moment. The perfect moment is now. It's in the choices you make today, the actions you take right now. Every decision you make, every effort you put in is shaping your future. And the more you commit to your goals, the more you'll find that your efforts begin to snowball. It might take time. It might not be easy. But when you keep going, when you refuse to give up, that's when you start seeing real results. Here's the reality. No one is going to hand you success. You have to go out and take it for yourself. And the only way to do that is by showing up every single day and giving your best. It's about staying committed even when it's hard, and never letting fear or doubt dictate your actions. The road to success isn't going to be easy, but it's going to be worth it. Every step you take today is a step closer to your future. So keep moving forward, stay focused on your goals, and keep pushing through, because the life you want is waiting for you. It's not just about reaching the destination. It's about who you become on the way there. And every challenge you face, every obstacle you overcome, is helping you become the person who's capable of achieving everything you've ever dreamed of. So keep going. Your future is counting on you.